with Tender Moments. I am so excited. We're getting ready to make this broom custom request. It is, this time we're going to use some red roses. How romantic, right? So the wedding colors are red and black. So I've got some filler here. I've got this bunch of silk roses. We're going to wrap the handle here in black. So let's get started. The broom, my broom is prepped and ready. You can purchase your bare broom as on our website, tendermoments.org. If you're new to our channel, please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any tender moments. So let's get it going. So the first thing is I want to arrange these. I want to go ahead and arrange these on the broom. Now the bride has said she doesn't want them extending beyond, so sometimes I let them come off the broom just for the drama effect, if you can see that. But we're gonna make sure that they stop before we get to the edge. So I am going to mark them and grab my pliers. All right, so this one is already kind of cut down. I only like to usually go like an inch or so into the handle this far. So I'm going to, I definitely know I want to cut it off there so it doesn't get too long. So let me mark that so we can get ready to get it cut down. This one here it had to be the same thing. So I eyeballed that. So you just take your wire cutters and go wiggle it back and forth a little bit. And that's how you get your stems off of there. So I've got that. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one down. In fact, I'm going to cut it further than where I marked it, just because I don't need these little pieces right here. So I'm actually going to come higher, a little bit higher. And again, you're just going to clip back and forth. Okay. So I've got this guy, I've got this one, and again, I'm just trying to arrange it where they're spread out on the broom. This one here, and again, they're just an accent, so we don't need a lot, but, and see this one, I think I'm not going to use it because it's so long and I would be wrapping the handle around these. So I don't want to waste this good one. So I'm going to let that go to the side. So these, now that I have them just kind of on here like this, what I'm going to do, this is where you take your floral tape, bind them together at the end, come to the end of it, and just wrap. That done, now we need to get our roses situated. So again, just kind of laying it down on there. And these roses are pretty long, so we're not really even seeing a lot of the back filler anymore. But the bride said don't extend it, so we're not going to extend it. So that means what I'll do is cut this down further. So I'm going to cut these stems. So you just kind of take a look at it. See how it looks. See, I'll probably bring those little fillers forward a little bit. So they can actually be seen. We can kind of play around with that. How pretty is that? So get you some nice silks so that it can be gorgeous. Okay, so I am going to, on the handle, I think I'm going to cut it. I actually might thin it out because remember, as much stem as we leave on here is what is going to get wrapped over. So I don't want it to have a huge bump on it. So as much as I love the fact that this is holding everything like in a neat bunch and it's less work for me to do, I think I'm going to go ahead and snip these flowers at their skinny point and not at the bunch. Just again, because of the fact that I don't want that big bump to ride over when we're finalizing our handle. So I'm just cutting these at the skinny point. So you can see here. By skinny point, I mean just before this big, thick part. So I just want that. Okay. All right. So now we've got all of these cut. We've got just the skinny ends. So what I'm going to do, the same type of process as what we did for the accents. I'm going to just bundle these together. Bundle them together. You could thin this out a little bit by taking off a few of those. A few of these bottom filler petals. So I have more room to wrap. So that's going to look like that. So we take our handy dandy floral tape, squeeze these together, and wrap. See there? So now we've got these ready. We've got this guy ready. So I'm just going to set this down on top of it. Might even see what this looks like on the front end. I'm going to actually put it on here like this. And now I've got these two. Okay. So we're going to go like this. Like this. Don't mind the ruckus in the backdrop. That's the boys. My boys. I'm a mom of three. 3 sons, all boys, no girls. So I'm going to put these together and go through the same process with adding the floral tape around the two. So that when I do that, I will have this going. So now these are banded together. So now, and again, things shifted a little bit as I went. I'm going to weave this filler. I'm actually going to let it be closer towards the front just because I wasn't able to see it that well in the back. And the bride didn't want it hanging over the edge. So, oops, I pulled the top of this one off. I think that's where I pulled it. Oops, no, that's not where I pulled it off at. Pulled off one of these rose heads. Okay. Trying to find out where it went. Okay, so I'm going to take all of this and hold it down. Once again, now we're going to take this and secure it to the broom with floral tape. Again, you want it to be really secure. Turn this a little bit sideways. So I am just wrapping and wrapping. Just going back over it just to be safe. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hit this just a tiny bit up top there, just as a safeguard. And press it down if I can get it pressed down a little bit. Just a little extra glue. It's real thick. Just hold that, give the glue some time to set up. Grab another. Everything's good. So while that is drying, I am going to get my one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clear my table off. These brooms shed, so you'll have little shards of the brown stuff all over your workspace. So be prepared for that. They just shed, it's like dust. Just dusty. I don't know why, it just is. So I'm going to clear that off so it's not all over my ribbon. Okay, so we're going to wrap the handle in black. This is 1.5 inch ribbon that we're using. So first thing I'm going to do is cut strips for the handle to hang at the end. Okay, so for the handle, I'm just going to put some glue right here. Line it up. And then start to wrap it around. You do it kind of on a diagonal. I'm pulling and I'm making it on a diagonal, just ever so slightly. Wrapping on the diagonal and let it go up a notch. Okay. Every so often, add a drop of glue to the back. Do it on the back, so if anything drips or shows, it'll be on the back. Pull it, make sure you pull it tight as you're wrapping. You want it to be tight. Now, where this bump out is, add a little bit of glue. And some bottom side. So on the front, when I'm doing this on the front, I'm just adding some glue in this final wrap just to make sure we're covered and connected. See how that is? Coming around to the back. I'm just going to trim this off. This is the final glue. And there you have it, folks. We have wrapped our handle. So now let's get ready to add our custom bow that we're going to make. So let me get ready to do that. Let's go ahead and put the bling on our handle first. Then we will do add our bow. So I got my handy dandy bling wrap. I'm gonna measure it out to the end. Now, the thing about this is on the back side, it doesn't close all the way up. So what we're going to have to actually do, that's going to be the front side, is we're going to use a strip in the back. Now, we don't need to use a whole full bling strip just because we don't need that much coverage, and we can always use that bling wrap. So I usually measure it back out. I also keep scraps, so if I have like a long scrap, I use it. But for now, I'm going to cut this about, not completely in half, maybe a little more than half. So we've got it where we just want to have enough to cover the back so that when we put the front forward, it'll overlap it and we won't have any showing. Okay, just to give it a finished look. Just to give it a finished look. So I am going to glue it on. Okay, so now we're ready to make the bow. Using my little bow maker holder here. I'll put a link to it in the description. If you don't have this tool, you can still make a gorgeous bow pretty easily. All you do is just use like a pipe, Chanel pipe, put it in the middle here and do the same process back and forth. I like this though because it grabs it for me, holds it steady. I kind of eyeball how wide I'm making it. So however wide you want your bow. I'm an over-the-top girl when it comes to bows. Well, everything, probably. So I make it kind of big, wide, but you can adjust it. And again, I'm just kind of eyeballing, making them the same size. And again, however full you want your bow is how many loops. So I usually make it even on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll do this 5th one here. And you can do, if you want to, you could do like a little one in the middle. Keep my tails long. I can always work with those a little bit later. Smush this down, and so you can see how our bow is gonna look. This is so pretty. This is this gold glitter. Can y'all see how pretty that is? Gold glitter and black chevron. What you say? Okay, so I'm gonna pull this up. It's a string that I had in there. Pull it, tie it. Again, you can use chenille pipe, craft pipe thing you could put there. You can do satin ribbon, whatever you want to secure your ribbon at the end. And then now we're just going to fluff out your bow. Separate it and fluff it out. Again, you just manipulate it. Oh, use wired ribbon. Make sure you get wired ribbon so that it'll hold the shape. Otherwise, it's going to be limp. So when you're making fab bows, one of the big tricks, these tips that I like to give, is to use wired so that you can manipulate it how you want it to be. So then we're going to put it on our broom. Just going to attach a ton of glue to the back and push it down. Push it and hold. Give it some time to really get a good stick. Okay. You could even add a little bit more underneath to reinforce. And then push it down some more. Don't want any bow malfunctions. Don't want our bow to come off. So I'm going to just come on the underside over here. Just add a little bit more. See, like this here. I don't feel like it's steady just yet. And I'm going to let that set up. So once you get your bow how you want it, how pretty is that? We have completed our broom. Beauty is her name. That's what I'm going to call this, Beauty. It reminds me of Beauty and the Beast. I'm going to add a little bit more to that. And it's a wrap. That's our broom. Let me know how your brooms turn out. Tag me on social media. Tender Moments LLC on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And tag me. Do some follower features on Fridays on our social media. I want to see how your brooms turn out. And even better, see how it is when you jump the broom. If you capture that moment on your wedding day, that'd be awesome. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any tender moments. Thank you.